Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Not For Nothing podcast.
Welcome.
Okay, I have an important question for you.
And what is that?
I tried to play it cool the other day when you were talking about a New York staple, and I tried to pretend I also knew what it was. But what is Ralph's Ice? I thought you were referring to Ralph's, the supermarket in LA.
No. New Yorkers don't know about that.
Exactly. That's why I was a little confused. I was like, oh, you missed the supermarket that we used to go to together at my house in LA?
Not at all. There was nothing special.
It was a very mid supermarket.
No. Although I did get a viral TikTok off of that Ralph's.
No, it was the Kewpie Mayos?
No, I'm talking about
the Grateful Dead lettuce.
The Grateful Dead lettuce.
That's true. The Gotham Greens.
Yes.
That was pretty cool. Okay, so Ralph's is not super mid, but it's not the coolest.
Go there to do some content creation.
But not as cool as how you were hyping it up in the text. So what is Ralph's Ice?
So New Yorkers, the real ones, I'm just kidding. No, people who are like from the more suburban areas of New York, I would say like, I think there's one in Diker Heights. They're in Staten Island everywhere, like every couple feet. They're all over Jersey. Ralph's Ices, it's water ice.
Okay.
So, well, that's what they're known for, how they started. You've had water ice, right?
Yes.
Okay, so like, the blue raspberry and the rainbow, whatever. But they also have different flavors that are like more exotic.
Ooh.
So they'll have like mint chocolate chip and like,
As still water ice.
Yeah.
Because
I guess it's creamy.
Right after we were texting, obviously TikTok was listening. And then on my feed, I saw this girl who was in Jersey and she went to the Hackensack Ralph's.
Okay.
And she had gotten the water ice, but then her mom got a soft serve. And
so yes, they also have soft
apparently
serve.
Their soft serve is like unreal.
Dude, I want it so bad.
Neither of us can currently consume that.
I really want it bad, but I do have something special to say.
Okay.
So for people on diets or avoiding sugar or just like trying to be more conscious about what you consume.
Our diabetic friends out there.
Ralph's has like a smaller little menu of low sugar, low carb ices.
That's what I need.
They are fire. They are fire. You don't even know you're eating something low sugar. The one that I get, the combo I get is Java chip. Love, right?
Already, that's my baseline favorite flavor in anything.
So good. Java chip with mint chocolate chip.
Okay. I don't love mint chocolate chip, but
it's a personal preference.
I also haven't tried it as a water ice.
Okay.
Like what I dislike about mint ice cream is I don't like the mint with the cream.
You probably wouldn't like it then still.
Okay.
Because it's not creamy. I don't know how to explain it.
But fuck me up on the Java chip.
The Java chip is phenomenal. They also have chocolate. They have vanilla chip.
Do they have like a melon? That's usually my go-to, like Italian ice.
I don't think in low sugar. But you know what? Also about Ralph's is that their non-low sugar stuff and it's already low calorie and low carb and low sugar relatively. So I think they just do a swap on the sugar that they use. And it's like, if you're sensitive to fake sugars too, it's not something that I've noticed like irritation from. Okay. Because I can be sensitive to fake sugars. Really good.
Okay. I'm glad that we cleared that up because I was like confused for a while, but I was also trying to play it cool.
But it's also, I have to say, it's the marker of good weather.
Yes.
Because Ralph's is not open all year.
Oh.
Ralph's open, I want to say it opened a couple of weeks ago. I went on opening day.
Okay, I thought it was just open all year, but people are starting to go.
No.
But they are a seasonal business.
Seasonal business.
And what do they do the rest of the season?
They are closed.
I think that does not make sense financially. I must investigate.
So that's a huge thing, actually. Someone on TikTok, I saw her saying that she had Ralph's as a franchisee and realized that it wasn't a good investment because like the store is useless for multiple months out of the year.
6-7 months of the year.
Especially because it's a Northeast business.
Yeah. Like California could be open all year.
Right. And I wonder if they do allow people to franchise over there or if they just have certain states.
Maybe in Florida?
Maybe. But yeah, that's one of the things. But I have to say they get so goddamn busy that like it might be still profitable for people. So it's crazy to think about.
You think they make up the profit of like they make up the loss of 6 months in the like let's say 4 months, like the 5 other 6 months that they're open, because there's 12 months.
I think they're probably open longer than 6 months. You know, they probably close like October-ish.
I'm gonna investigate.
Yeah.
Because this is fascinating.
The good weather's here, baby.
It's exciting.
You don't need Pennsatucky Phil or whatever his name is. The good weather's here, and it's here to stay.
And, like, it's exciting.
It is.
I was gonna say the only downside of the good weather, and then I caught myself, but so the one marker of good weather is also that it just starts smelling absolutely atrocious in the city.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like, you know, it's the give and take. You have the ice cream and the ices, and then you also have the garbage.
Yeah.
But it's both nice.
You just hope that like the smell of your ice takes away from it, and that you don't start tasting the garbage.
No joke. I literally did that with my sister in the street the other day because it smelled so bad. And I made her like smell my like hibiscus iced tea, whatever, in the street. I was like, just inhale this because
it's bad. I wanted to talk about the subtle art of disappearing. Okay.
Like Ralph's disappears for 6 months and no one talks about it.
It disappears. And then suddenly when it reappears, you're like, what was I missing?
And what were you doing that whole time?
Right. So disappearing, right? Like Kate Middleton, where are you? That's our number one question.
Honestly, it's fascinating because my parents are even curious, and we're from Belgium for context. And so we also have a monarchy, which we're like pretty against because this is like this overlooked thing in the US. But like when you have a king and queen and shit, like you're paying their lifestyle.
Yeah.
So we were talking about it last night, which I found surprising because they're not usually like hip to pop culture.
Right.
And even they were loving the conspiracy theories.
Well, you and I have gone on record before saying like we notoriously don't give a fuck about the royal family.
No.
Where like it has nothing to do with us. Nothing. Like, it's not even our pop culture.
It's not our people. It's not our history. They're also not of our faith. Like
they are, and they're not relatable to us in any way.
Like I'm not like a Anglican woman.
Right.
But also they're just boring. Like I think the whole Princess Diana was because she was also like interesting and like kind of fascinating to like, you know, see her life. And I think Meghan Markle too, because like people knew her from Suits and stuff in the US, and so we're kind of into it.
Right.
But like I don't care what these people do.
No, I don't give a shit.
But they go like,
but I'm liking this.
But okay, what's your favorite conspiracy theory thus far?
There's been, I don't know, it's hard to pick. That he's gay.
Okay, that one I believe less, but it's pretty entertaining.
I definitely think it's a huge possibility.
Okay, so you're stemming from the conspiracy theory that he's having an affair.
Having an affair or unfulfilled.
Okay.
You know?
My favorite so far is that she's secretly working on The Masked Singer.
I think that one is so stupid.
It's so stupid. And it was so funny to explain it to my parents last night. I was like, so there's this TV show, and throughout the weeks, like there's these singers that have these like big masks.
You're like, let me pull up a reference. Here's a dancing ice cream cone.
And they were like, what is going on?
That show in general
is just absurd.
It's beyond absurd. It's like, it's almost Hunger Games-ish.
But that's why I love that that's because I'm like, it's an absurd show with an absurd situation and something that like they 100% would never do. Like it's so
below them.
I love a theory that is like too fake to be real.
Right.
Like the Pete Davidson one is my second favorite. The photoshops of like her secretly at like Disneyland with Pete Davidson.
What do you think is the most probable case scenario?
Okay, and this is like where it gets a little more sad. I honestly believe that she probably has some sort of like endometriosis or some sort of like ovarian cancer and like had serious surgery.
Oh, so you do believe it's health related?
I think it's health related. I also think the couple was disintegrating in general.
Okay.
But I do think that like the surgery she did have was, I'm also wondering if she did something like a hysterectomy, like maybe she had like some sort of ovarian stuff and like didn't want to have kids anymore. Because I know that that's also kind of frowned upon in the church. And so maybe that's why she's keeping it down low.
Okay.
I'm really hoping it's not that, because then it makes this whole situation not funny at all.
Totally.
And so I'm really hoping that she's not actually sick, because that's not something to joke about.
Okay.
But I kind of do have the suspicion that something serious happened to her. But I also think that they're over as a couple.
I also believe they're over as a couple.
And I do think he cheated on her.
As well.
Or has an ongoing affair situation.
You know,
gender, I'm not sure of.
Time just repeats itself. History
exactly.
really just repeats itself.
I don't know if I fully believe that he's with other men because I think he has probably like so much internalized stigma around that. But I do think he's stepping out.
I think, and this is my more believable conspiracy theory, or like the one I believe the most likely to be true, is that he is having an affair with that woman.
Yeah.
That is the Camilla of her generation.
Exactly.
Duchess Sarah Rose, whatever.
Yeah, who knows?
Side salad hoe.
Yeah.
She, I believe that that's happening, and I think Kate's, her only desire in this world is to be queen.
You think so?
Oh, I don't think that she is in this at all for any reason other than being queen. And I saw a video that made so much sense to me, and it was like her leverage and her power right now is from disappearing. That is how she is bargaining.
Yeah, and I think it's also kind of a Diana vibe. Like, I feel like,
yeah,
you know, it's kind of like bringing attention by doing nothing.
Right, exactly.
It's kind of crazy.
And I think that's like where her power lies. Like, she's like, get your shit together or I will still continue to protest in disappearing and continue making you look stupid and give you answers that you cannot answer to the public. My
other absolutely favorite conspiracy theory is that she got a BBL, which I just think is so good.
Are BBLs fading out yet?
I hope, mostly because it's like a pretty intense surgery.
It's one of the worst.
Like the recovery, and so that was so funny. Explaining to my very European parents what a BBL is.
Wow, so you went into all of the theories.
Oh, all of them.
Oh my God.
So BBL, I was like, so basically what they do, and then my dad was like,
fat out of your problem areas and they re-inject it back where you want it to get a big fat ass.
he was just like, but why is recovery so long? And I was like, you can't sit.
Yeah.
Like, you can't lay on your back.
It's tummy time all the time,
like,
baby.
Can you imagine? You're either standing or pancake. There's no in between.
Even standing, I think, would be painful.
All of it. Gravity?
Yeah.
Rough.
Very.
So, no,
and then on the front, I'm sure you're getting, like, bed sores from
it all sounds, honestly, like, extremely painful.
Do not want to do.
That's really, also, I feel no need.
Yeah. Must be nice.
I'm not really lacking in that department.
Very nice.
But yeah, no, it's terrifying.
So rounding things back out to the art of disappearing. Kate Middleton showing a perfect example of that right now. But I do want to recognize that I just heard a very fun fact. And that is that for those who Irish exit, on average, throughout their lifetime, they'll save about 2 days.
Shut the fuck up.
Right? Just imagine every time you've had to leave an event or a party, if you didn't take 45 minutes to an hour.
I always Irish exit.
You just enhanced your life by 2 days.
So you're saying I'm a better person for it?
Well, you're definitely going to live a more advantageous life.
Or like 2 longer days than everybody else.
Depends how you look at it. Depends about your will to survive.
I feel like now I want to Irish exit less.
You're like, let's keep
I'm
this
not
moving.
really trying to prolong this in the long run, but I'm not trying to prolong the goodbye either.
So true. That's the conundrum. It's like, do you want to take your prolonged hours and spend them in solitude?
Definitely in solitude. I'm going to text that to every person that's like, I didn't see you say bye. I'll be like, I was just saving time, baby.
Just send an article that's like, people who Irish exit save 2 days.
I'm a busy woman.
Some personal news.
Yes.
I just got a car.
It's honestly astounding.
I know. Everybody thought it wouldn't happen. It happened.
Can we just talk about how she texted like, I think I'm going to get a car. Then the day after, like, so we've been talking to dealerships. And then on Saturday or Sunday, I'm like on Instagram and I see this bitch posting a story like charging the Tessie. I was like, okay, so the car.
I'm like watching movies in the Tesla.
I'm like, so it's just, this is where we could not be more different and where I honestly admire your like follow through. It took me a year in LA to get a car. From the moment you decided you were going to do it, you got it.
Well, the difference between you and I is that you made a very calculated decision. I run very much on, I'm out of options. I have to, I've run out of time to make a decision.
But no, I will say the week that I actually got the car, it was like the office was opening on Monday. And on Thursday, I went to the dealership and was like, what do you have?
Okay. So
it was also out of necessity.
Like you knew it was coming.
Yeah. But I took
earlier than me.
But I was spewing for months. Like, yeah, I'm going to get a car.
Right.
I'm going this weekend.
No, I'm
And you also like you do stuff like on the low.
I'm very on the low.
Like I have to
because I don't want to block my blessings. I think that's what it is. Like I'll ask for advice when necessary from like friends and like trusted like groups.
But you make moves when moves need to be made.
In silence.
Yeah.
I truly
like a true what's the expression?
Real G's move in silence like lasagna.
It's one of my favorites.
So yeah. Like, I do love lasagna.
And so now she has a car. Incredible accomplishment.
Yeah.
It's Tessie. A really big responsibility, but also very proud of you.
Is that my bestie in a Tessie?
And you have, like, a cool car.
It is. It's cool and it's fun. But listen, let me tell you guys something right now. The tax incentive, and this should be sponsored by Tessie. The tax incentive that they're offering right now.
In New York.
In New York.
In New York.
And I believe in New Jersey.
Yeah, but it's not everywhere. It's not like everywhere. A specific East Coast situation.
Yeah, it is. Makes that car more affordable than gas cars right now.
Yeah. Especially, okay, you have to give the context of, and this was a very important thing that was not spoken about. And Robert, if you're listening, you're going to laugh at this because I joked about it for a while. Okay, as New Yorkers, we don't like get a car, buy a car, whatever, when we're 16. And so when we're like adults getting our first car, we're coming in with zero like asset.
Zero.
Like only cash, right?
If
versus like other kids, like, you know, you might have your beater or whatever. It's still a car that you're able to like trade in.
Yep.
And that's how people like, it's like a whole system. Like Robert has traded in cars to like get a better car.
Yes.
And it was hilarious to like see how different the experiences were of like we don't own assets in New York.
Nothing.
Like we don't have anything that's like of value that we can trade in. And so it's like a whole other experience and you're faced with like much higher prices than like
beautiful point.
Like it's pretty astounding.
That
like,
segues perfectly into what I want to talk about, which is car insurance.
And people don't talk about it enough. They're like, oh, it's so like whatever. It's like part of life. And I'm like, New York is not the rest of the United States. Like
it's not.
It's crazy.
Did you know that now car insurance companies, a lot of them won't even accept you as their client, as their paying client, if you haven't had car insurance for 5 years already?
Isn't that crazy?
Where do you start?
Like, I don't even understand where...
I'm 30.
It's chicken and the egg.
Right.
Like, cars are seriously like... Ugh.
I'm like, how would I have insurance? This is my first car. And they're just like, sorry, it's our policy.
That's when I went to go test drive. They were like, you need insurance. And I'm like, but I'm here to like potentially buy a car. So I don't have insurance.
I've never heard that.
It was during the pandemic. And so they couldn't be in the car with you. And so they were like...
So what? They're not supposed to be in the car with you. A test drive is supposed to be...
That's what I thought too.
Feeling it out, riding around how you would if it was your car.
And so it was like this whole... I had to bring a friend with me who had insurance. Like
unbelievable.
But it's like this whole thing where it's like, where does one start?
Right.
How do you begin the process of all of this?
Yeah, that's so unbelievable.
How do you want me to have 5 years of insurance on what? A ghost car?
Yeah, like starting
you want me to just like have warming up insurance?
Right. And for them to think also like not everyone can be on their parents' insurance. Also, it's not a thing.
My parents don't have
right.
What if, it's like taking under assumption that other people around you have cars.
You also have to live in the same household as somebody if you're going to be on their insurance.
I'm the first in my American family to like have a car in the US. Like
right.
They were all learning the process from me.
Right. It's crazy.
Oh my God, that'd be hilarious if I had to put my parents on my insurance.
That would actually be cute.
I would feel so cool.
Bless.
No, it'd be pretty cool. But no, it's
so.
Like, and so what did you end up doing / what?
Oh, the price of insurance is astronomically high.
Yeah.
It's Geico. I have Geico and the price is unbelievable. I took the 6-hour defensive driving class to try to get it down. a little bit, but it's not even making a dent.
No, it's like it's only time will make a dent.
Yep, exactly. And it's there. I asked them, I'm like, why is it so high? And they're like, you basically have everything going against you. Yeah. Like, this is your first car, first insurance. You're in New York. You're driving an expensive car. Black.
Oh, at least that helps because red is more expensive.
Red is more expensive. Men are more expensive.
They tried to get me a red Honda, and I was like, I remember somebody telling me once that red cars have higher insurance. Yep. So I want the black one.
Yeah. But in terms of cars, this is how crazy it went down. I'm at the dealership at Nissan, right?
Yeah.
We're trading in a Nissan, by the way.
Okay, so you had assets.
It's not an owned vehicle, but it is leased.
Okay.
But it's you have over 3 years of on-time payments. Leased through Nissan. You know that we're good clients and the car is coming back in perfect shape. And we're like, okay, great. Like, we want to see what other Nissans you have, you know, to potentially just bring this back, start a new contract.
Yeah.
They're like, we could have you test drive our Nissan Rogue. Have you seen the Nissan Rogue?
I haven't seen, we were talking about this. I haven't seen the new one, but I love the like 2018 to 2021.
There's nothing I like about this Nissan Rogue. I don't know what
it's kind of chunky, right? From what I saw.
It is just a hideous, basic looking car. And no offense to anyone who has a Nissan Rogue. You got to do what you got to do.
But they're kind of fun to drive because they have all the bells and whistles.
Oh, all the bells and whistles. Good thing you brought that up.
Yeah.
This was for the most basic model.
Oh, so not the blind spot monitor and shit?
Blind spot monitoring. There's 2 speakers that sound like they're from the 1900s.
No, that's what I love from the Nissan rentals is when they have all the like beeps. And so you're like, wow, I don't have to do anything.
Dude, there was literally not one feature in this car.
Okay, then that's...
Nothing.
Get the fuck out of there.
Cloth interiors. So as we're test driving it...
interior. It's
okay,
nice.
Well, if you smoke in your car, it's just
I
not
don't
the
smoke
best.
in my car.
I will be smoking in my car.
Because you have leather.
Right. But that's like
I've smoked
a requirement.
I've smoked a few like soulful cigarettes in the car.
Uh-huh. Ooh, cigarettes. You went hard with
I've hated it. Because then you're like so nauseous behind the wheel. And you're like, I don't enjoy this at all.
So I'm like, we're literally in the test drive of the Nissan Rogue. And I'm calling Tesla. I literally am on the phone with Tesla during the test drive. I was like, listen, I'm on a test drive right now.
And I hate it.
Give me your best rate. Tell me what you got.
Give me your worst. Like, how bad can it get?
I'm like, I am willing to go deep into debt to not be in this car. No, but they were like, when they quoted me about the same, when this guy said $600 for the base model Nissan Rogue.
No, that's like pretty nuts.
I should have spit in his face.
That's like very nuts.
So it's just like car prices right now and
crazy.
Insurance rates are just out of this world. So yeah, warning to anyone looking for a new car.
And who's a new driver.
Yeah.
Maybe don't.
But
if you have ID NYC, you can get free Zipcar membership in New York. So if you don't need a regular car, that's what I used to do when I was living in New York.
What do you do about insurance when you're renting a car? You buy it from the rental company?
So it depends. You're like an Amex girly, right?
Yeah.
So you can get insurance on your credit card. Like there's a certain amount that Amex will like cover on cars.
Cool.
My credit card, I think not that strong, but then I just get the insurance of the rental place.
Okay. All right.
I learned the hard way because when I was in my process of buying a car or acquiring a car in LA, I did Turo for a week.
Okay. How was that?
It was really great until I scratched the car by accident.
What happened?
I was in my friend's like driveway that had like a chain fence, and she was like, "You have space," and I was like, "Okay." And then I thought I was going forward, but I was still in reverse because it was one of those like newer Toyota. What's the fucking hybrid one?
Prius?
The Prius, the newer Priuses where the handle is like on the dashboard instead of being like here. Mm-hmm. And so I was like struggling to like, and then so I went backwards into the fence and like chain link fence on cars really
Did
bad.
You fuck that shit up bad?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a noticeable scratch. It wasn't like you could just return it.
Oh my God. The scratch was like this long.
Oh my
God.
God.
It was like really like, it was fucked. There was no way I could return it and like play it off.
Right.
Like I had to immediately text the guy and be like, I am literally so fucking sorry, but this happened. Let's begin the process now of how we're gonna like I don't even want to I don't even want to do the game of pretending it wasn't me.
Not great.
Let's get ahead of it. And so I ended up like he was like, I can either claim it through the insurance and it'll be like X amount, or like I'll bring it to my mechanic. And then he showed me this like quote thing, and I paid him like $300. And I was like, honestly, that's pretty crazy. Like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I was expecting a lot worse. For some reason, any damage, I'm like, that's going to be $5,000.
But I had gotten the Turo insurance.
Okay.
And so I cannot recommend more. Like, if you're a new driver,
be insured.
It's like,
well, if you're a new driver, you have to be fully insured.
Yeah, like get all the add-ons for your first few times. Like, it's worth it.
And if you're leasing, I think that's a requirement. Crazy, but worth it.
But so she's mobile. It's pretty crazy. I can't wait to see her zipping around.
Yeah. I want to talk about one more thing before we wrap this episode. Recently, Kim Kardashian was spotted. And this was like I just want to explain just how sick people are, myself included. Because I'm watching this with like a full heart. And I'm like, what is there? Someone caught photos of her, paparazzi photos, where her phone was unlocked so you could see like the apps on her home screen. Yep. And I'm just like, you people are sick. Sick.
And it wasn't even that like people like caught on camera. It was like the number of TikToks that came after of, if you want to be just like Kim Kardashian, this is how you should set up your phone apps. No or like way. These are the apps that she uses for content like editing. Right. And I'm like, guys, she has 8 million assistants and social. Like she is not.
And am I shocked that she has Facetune? No. Am I shocked? I think the most shocking app she had was Reddit.
Yeah, but I'm sure she's probably like stalking like Snark on herself, you know, like somebody sent her some, you know.
That's true.
I was more surprised about Aura. Did she have that? That was kind of like.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised, but I'm kind of like, okay.
I can imagine her being like, how much.
But I thought that was like over already.
Yeah, right?
You know, I was like, that felt a little chuggy.
I felt kind of kindred with her when I saw the Tesla app, though. I was like, okay, sis, I got it too.
What does it do?
That's your car key.
Cool.
It is pretty cool, actually. That's your car key. That's like, you could lock your car from a distance and be like, okay, oh shit, I forgot to lock my car. You could be like in the house and be like,
that's so cool.
Just lock it.
Not my Honda also has that on the key. You can lock from a distance.
From a distance. The distance is how many feet?
Yeah, from the garage door to.
No, it is fun. Love the Tessie. But yeah. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Not For Nothing.
And if you spot Sarah zipping around, send us some pics.
Also, there are incentives for people who recommend Teslas to people. So if you want to give me 10,000 points and if you want 3 months of auto drive, hit me up.
Use code blah, blah, blah.
Hit me up.
But yeah, I would love to get a compilation of photos of Sarah and her Tessie.
You'll see it soon, me and the Batmobile.
So we shall see y'all very soon.
See you soon. Follow me at How Can I Help You across platforms. Follow the pod at Not For Nothing Pod.
You can follow me at Natasha PRZ.
And we'll see you every Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.